Hey, this is Doc Yates. I'm a naturopathic doctor, registered acupuncturist, and a kinesiologist, owner of the Yates Naturopathic Clinic, and the founder of the interactive health website, Able Health. And this is the Simply Health Podcast, a show for females where I work to simplify and demystify the secrets of achieving optimal health naturally, based on my own experience in working with thousands of female patients over the past 15 years of my clinical practice. Welcome to Simply Health. Hey, this is Doc Yates, and in today's episode, I want to start off with a little story. And this story is about one of my favorite cars, the 1975 Corvette Stingray in flaming red. So a woman pulls up to an auto shop in her 1975 Corvette Stingray, flame red paint. It is an absolutely stunning machine. She steps out of the car and she strolls into the shop to talk with her mechanic. I don't know what's wrong with it, she says, but it's really not running like it used to. I can't fully explain it, but it just feels off. It doesn't have the power or the performance that it typically has. I mean, I love this car and I really want it to drive like it did before. The old mechanic steps back and takes a moment to admire the car. It really is a beauty. Such an incredible design, and if you don't mind, I'll take a quick look at it for you and see if I can figure a few things out. The mechanic props open the hood and leans in to look at the engine. His calloused, experienced hands carefully inspect the spark plugs, lifts up on the valves. He carefully and methodically tugs and pulls some cables before moving around to the side of the car. He proceeds to take off the gas cap and oddly takes a quick smell of the gas tank. Next, he steps around to the back of the car, takes a knee to kneel behind the rear chrome-plated bumper. He instinctively uses his sleeve to wipe a piece of mud off the reflective chrome and then looks at the tailpipe. Using his cell phone, he shines a light into the back of the exhaust pipe and peers in. Then getting back to his feet, he climbs into the car, eases the seat back, and starts pressing on the gas pedal, the clutch, shifting the stick with a look of curiosity on his face. The look of curiosity turns into a smile as he glances back to the owner. He climbs out of the car and hands her the keys. Ma'am, you have a beautiful car, and I've always personally loved the Corvette Stingray. Yeah, there's a few miles on it, but with just a few adjustments, you can get this car back running great again. First off, he said, as he pulled a small pad of paper from his pocket and started jotting notes, you need to remember that this is a high-performance automobile, and it needs to be treated as such, which means you need to use high-quality fuel and oils, not the cheap stuff. Yeah, this can cost a bit more at the pump, but will give you a much better performance and it'll save you a lot of money in repair costs in the long run. Second, periodically giving it some fuel additives or octane boosters when you fuel up can also really help with the performance and the maintenance of the engine. You have to realize that even new cars should be doing this to improve the longevity of their engine, though most often neglect to do this. But with time, it becomes even more important. Next, there's some buildup in the exhaust system. We'll be sure to clean this out, and when you switch to a better fuel, that should prevent this from reoccurring. The throttle cable and the clutch cables are both a little sticky, and this is common wear and tear. Fortunately, it's really easy to correct. He pauses, and then with a big smile he says, and it will make the car so much more responsive and poppy for you. The woman smiles ecstatically, and she says she only wishes she had brought the car in earlier. She thanks the mechanic for his help, and she shakes his calloused and oil-stained hand. But after a moment of thought, she continues, I really appreciate all the help and advice, but I know I can't afford to be coming in here all the time and having the car worked on and checked. The mechanic nods and hands her a piece of paper torn from his notepad and carefully places the pen and pad back into his chest pocket. When you make these changes, your need for future repairs will greatly diminish. In a way, he chuckles, These preventative tips are actually really bad for business, but I just love seeing these cars run perfectly. Plus, I will include a video tutorial specific for your car, showing you some of the simple things you can do to maintain your vehicle and keep that engine running smooth. Within a short time, the woman is pulling out of the shop. The engine is purring like a tiger, and when she steps on the gas, the car roars out onto the old 2-lane highway, and she drives off into the sunset. So, it's an interesting story. You may know where I'm going with this, or perhaps you're thinking, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Especially, what does it have to do with me? And the answer is everything. Because in this story, you are the Corvette. The beautiful fire red Stingray with the incredibly crafted high-performance engine. And maybe you are also feeling like you are not running as smoothly as you know that you should. You know something is off, something is different, but you just can't put your finger on it. But the one thing you do know is that you don't quite respond the way you used to, and the things that used to work aren't quite cutting it now. And that is why you are pulling into this shop and tuning into today's podcast. So let's discuss the parallels to you in this story and how you can use this information to drive off into your own sunset with your engine purring like a tiger under the hood. First, you need to remember that you are a high-performance vehicle, and while you don't need supreme variety of gasoline, you do need high-quality food to run your best. Younger people need this too, but they can often get away with neglecting their bodies, and they are generally not as attentive as to how much better they feel with high-quality food. You can switch out parts all you want. You can repaint the car 10 times, but without good fuel, it will never run at its best, and it won't last as long. Secondly, you don't need octane boosters or fuel additives, but you will benefit from extra vitamins, minerals, and herbal extracts. These are key for your body to convert food into energy and provide the protection your cells need to run smoothly. Your exhaust system probably isn't blocked, but if you are struggling with constipation, this is affecting your body's ability to detoxify properly, and you will feel bogged down and sluggish. Well, what about the throttle cable and the clutch? In the car, these affect how the car can rev and respond, but they do wear with use. In your body, this is your thyroid and your hormones. This affects how your engine can rev and respond, and they also can wear down with time. But fortunately, they are an easy fix and can drastically improve your feeling and your performance. I get stuck being the old mechanic in the story, but you don't need me, because you have the video tutorial on how to maintain your high-performance machine, how to prevent the more costly repairs so that you can continue to feel and perform your best. This tutorial guide is Able Health, the place where you can turn for experienced, customized advice, personalized diet programs, and professional quality supplements that have been designed, tried, and tested in a clinical setting for over a decade. And remember, at Able Health, our goal is for you to be able to live your best so that you can enable others to do the same with the knowledge you have gained. So, ladies, start your engines. Thanks for tuning in to Simply Health. If you want to learn more about health, check out Able Health. If you want to see some of the other projects that I've been working on in health, business, music, and life, please check out the links below.